What is going on, guys? This is Daniel, and today I will be breaking down the Chicago Bulls offense, which is currently ranked number 6 in the NBA, and I'll be showing you some of the reasons why their offense is elite, so let's get to it. Why not? Let's first start with set plays, and here is one where Derrick Rose will receive an on-ball screen to get a good passing angle, and at first, this looks like a play for Jimmy Butler to receive a double staggered screen to get a shot, but actually Butler is the decoy as he clears out, and that sets up a cross screen for Pau Gasol, who gets good position, he just can't finish. Same play again, and Gasol doesn't receive the pass here, but it's nice to be able to go to a Derrick Rose screen and roll as the second option, and Rose scores. Here is a common play called Hawk. Dunleavy will first UCLA cut to the basket, then Rose will receive an on-ball screen while Dunleavy is simultaneously running off a double staggered screen on the weak side, and here they find Dunleavy curling off the screen, he just can't finish. Here is a play I saw them run twice, both out of timeouts. It starts with a few passes back and forth, which basically sets up a screen and roll opportunity or a two-man game, but here, since Derrick Rose is being overplayed, he backdoor cuts and draws a foul. Again, they run this play, but this time Dunleavy will step out of bounds. Here's a sideline out of bounds play they ran where they start in a stack, they'll curl Butler, curl Rose, then have Butler come back on top and receive a double screen, and Butler is open, but Grievous Vasquez helps one pass away off the inbounder Kirk Hinrich, and Hinrich gets it back and hits a 3. Now let's talk screen and rolls, and here notice the terrific spacing by Chicago. You have Hinrich, Butler, and Mirotic who can all shoot, and that makes it very difficult for defenses to help on this screen and roll, which allows Aaron Brooks to attack the sagging big man one-on-one, and here he does, and he scores. Again, a screen and roll, and when you have shooters like Dunleavy and Butler spaced out perfectly, it makes it very difficult for weak side defenders to bump down on the roll man, and here Toronto does bump down, which frees up an open 3 for Butler after a great read and pass from Rose. When you have 3 shooters perfectly spaced, it is very difficult for weak side defenders to help out on the screen and roll. Valanciunas knows that, so he is tentative in terms of stopping the ball, knowing he doesn't have much help on the rolling Noah. This allows Rose to drive and get an and one. Nice variation here, watch the bottom left of your screen. While a screen and roll is going on, Mirotic will receive a pin down on the weak side and get the pass and hit a 3. The Bulls try this pin down for Mirotic again, but it's nice to have a guy like Derrick Rose. After here 2 unsuccessful screen and roll attempts, he can create for himself and others, and here he dishes to Noah for a dunk. Here the Bulls run a high post split where Rose will receive a pin down into a dribble handoff, and the one concern I have are opposing point guards simply going under these screens, negating the action as Lowry does here, forcing a wild drive. Let's talk about how the Bulls utilize Jimmy Butler, and here he receives a simple pin down, catches it in the lane, and hits a jumper. Butler also posts up some, and here after a UCLA cut, he establishes position, and I'm not a huge fan of this as notice how stagnant things get, but he can still draw a foul here. This time he sets an on-ball screen and gets a switch with Kyle Lowry on him, but Lowry is a strong guard, holds his position, and forces a tough shot on this Butler post-up, but Butler still hits. Here's flex action for Butler as he'll set a screen, then receive a down screen. He doesn't get an immediate shot, but he nicely flows into a screen and roll, surveys the court, and draws a foul. Terrific stuff here as in flex action, he'll set the cross screen, then receive a down screen, and he'll curl it, and he nicely gets to the rim and finds Gasol, who gets fouled. Here Butler has the first option in flex where he can choose to use the cross screen or the double down screen. Here he chooses the cross screen to get a post up, which he does, but he can't hit. Now let's move on to Pau Gasol, because he was a solid acquisition in the offseason and he's really had a great year. Notice how no set play here, but they can simply throw it into him and he can score easily. Again, he can use his size to establish position and score over defenders. Here Heinrich rubs off of Gasol, allowing him to get good position, and here when a double team comes, watch the great court vision finding Derrick Rose, who was cutting, and he gets a goaltend. Gasol too is utilized in flex sets, and here he sets the down screen, then receives screen the screener action to the baseline, and Butler finds him for a mid-range jumper. The whole team understands important concepts, and here when Taj Gibson is being fronted in the post, the Bulls know to simply reverse the ball, Gibson seals his man, and they go high-low for an alley-oop. Beautiful basketball. And Derrick Rose is very valuable in the half court, but he's at his best in transition where he can use his speed to finish at the rim. And let's not forget Noah, one of the best passing big men in the NBA. Watch how he leads the fast break and finds Rose for a layup. Well, there you have it, guys. With a top 10 offense and an elite defense, this team is dangerous, and they can certainly threaten anyone come playoff time. So, thanks for watching, and see you next time.